you found my previous lesson, that is the introductory lesson on easy cockpits, interesting. In this lesson, I'm going to elaborate the concepts of a display in easy cockpit. How you can customize your displays as per your requirement, and how you can modify data and etc. So that's what is this lesson going to be all about. Of course, it's not going to be a detailed explanation on each and every menu, but we are going to give a general explanation, and as and when we come across those particular sections, we shall be learning them in great detail. Okay, let's recap some of the concepts which we learned earlier. We learned earlier that the several other display in the traditional cockpit has been reduced to 4 displays in the easy cockpit. There are 2 PDUs and 2 MDUs, 2 primary display units and 2 multifunctional display units. We also learned that these these displays can be configured in different windows. We learned about how to manage the cursor and how to jump from one screen to another and make selections. We will go on to learn more in this lesson. Okay, let's learn more about this configuring our windows. We learned that a screen can be configured in several ways, and one of the basic ways is to configure as shown in the figure. That is, there is a 2/3 window and a 1/3 window if we are to split it horizontally, and similarly vertically it can be split in half windows. Therefore, on a okay, let's go on further. We have seen how a PDU display is displayed in our previous lesson. Let's recap some of them. Here I have shown the picture again. The horizontal situation indicator denoted by the letters HSI, the attitude directed indicator ADI, engine CAS. This is something new to the easy cockpit, that the engine parameters are all displayed in the top right hand 2/3 or 1/3 half window, and the crew alerting system, all crew alerting system messages come on the sub window within this window. And of course, the right bottom 1/3 half window has different possibilities. And we also learned that the ADI window and the engine CAS window has got no possibility of reconfiguring in any other display form. Stands to reason, because these are all very important displays and there should not be any scope for any change in these displays. The HSI has got very limited display possibilities, which we shall see. And the right to 1/3 half window, that is the engine trim brake window, which we will learn in detail, has got different possibilities. Before I go on to the lesson, I just want to explain how this whole system works. Each sub window will have a drop down menu possibility, like in a traditional website where clicking a top menu will give you a drop down menu. Similarly, here also every window will have a drop down menu possibility. As you can see in this HSI window, the drop down menu is already seen there in terms of arc and rows display. And similarly, there are several drop down menus for each window is possible. Each sub window is possible. And even within the sub window, there are several selections for the sub window which is possible. We will be introduced to this concept in this lesson, and as and when we come across those sub windows, we will be learning them in detail. Okay, carefully look at the PDU and the sub window which I have highlighted. As I've shown on the top right corner, there is a small rectangle. If you had taken the cursor and clicked it on that, a drop down menu, as I told you, it appears. In this sub window, there is a possibility of 4 different options on the drop down which is possible. That is, the top one is engine trim brake, and the next one is the radios and the sensors and the traffic. So for this particular window, these 4 drop down menus are possible. The pilot is able to highlight one of them which will turn in green color from the indigo color, and then he is able to reconfigure his window. Like similarly, there every other window is gives a drop down menu, and we are able to configure the display as per our flight requirement. Okay, it's going to get more interesting. Here in this, now I will explain to you uh, the different menu selections and a little bit of explanation how the displays are presented. Okay, for this I have taken the same, that is the right 1/3 and bottom half window. What are the different possibility? Firstly, the engine trim brake. Have a look at good look at this display. The different some of the engine parameters are given: fuel flow and oil temperature, and the trim positions are given, and the fuel status is also given, and of course the APU's parameters are also displayed. So this is a one window without any other sub window which is possible, and these are all vital parameters. And okay, the next one is the radios window. Now radios window I have shown. Now in this window there are several sub menus which are possible. As you can see, there is a VHF menu, nav ADF menu, ATC TCAS, HF and satellite communication which are possible. And each sub page, each sub window, you can do the selections. You can highlight a particular slot and then carry out the particular selection. Now let's go on to another sub window which is possible. In this there are 2 sub windows which are possible. That the one is the navigation, and there is one weather, lightning strike and terrain awareness warning systems which are possible. Now within the navigation system there are further drop down menus which are possible. Of course, in such displays there may not be ability for the pilot to change the parameters, but he will get information from such displays. And last but not the least is the traffic window, which is shown here, and here the TCAS alert displays. I'm sure you are all aware of the displays of traffic collision avoidance system. And whenever there is a threat which comes, this window automatically is displayed. This is just an introduction. We shall be learning these displays in greater detail as and when we come across these particular systems. I hope it's not too confusing. Let's go on. Let me take some time to explain a little bit further. Now, here I have shown deliberately a blown up picture of a sub window, that is the radios window. As I have shown here, now here in the radios selection, firstly the VHF page has been shown, displayed in this sub window. And here the pilot has taken the cursor over the VHF1 selection, and the same has been highlighted in an indigo square. Now I have shown, I have highlighted in a yellow square the other selections which are possible. I have shown it here in the nav ADF sub window. In the nav, when the pilot takes the cursor to the nav ADF window and clicks on that particular selection, then that particular sub window is displayed, and he is able to select the VOR and the ADF frequencies also accordingly. Similarly, the other sub windows for several other drop down menus which are possible. Okay, this display which I've already explained, but I will just go over with this menu possibility. There is a bottom two-third half window. There is a very limited possibility, as I told you. That is the two drop-down menus that are possible are the arc and the rows. That is the compass display possibility. I don't have to explain this further. And now here I just want to add here that the VHF and the nav sub window selections are also possible in this particular window. So if the pilot were to bring his cursor here and highlight the VHF and nav and the ATC on the right side portion of this window, he could change the frequency selections. Similarly, if you were to see on the bottom left side, as I have highlighted, there are some more possibilities for additional displays that the pilot could configure. So for this window, there is a limited possibility of configuring the display as per the pilot's requirement. Okay, here I have shown how an arc display is presented to the pilot. That is a portion of the compass, and as per the range which he selects, different information is displayed. Now here you can see there are several other selections which are possible. Here the code selection has been highlighted. The VHF2 frequency selection has been highlighted. So this is another possibility which the pilot can select. Okay, before I get on to the detailed explanation, I want to clarify one concept here. Now, in this lesson, whatever I have explained of the drop-down menus and the side sub-pages menu that are possible are all for normal operations configurations. Why I want to clarify this? because in case of failures of one of the display units, there are other possibilities which will pop up. So that we are not going to learn in this lesson, we are going to learn in a future lesson. In this lesson, we will go about learning only those menus which are for the normal operations, where all the 4 display units are serviceable and available. Okay. Let's get on to the Pdu display. This I have already explained. There are 4 possibilities: engine, trim brake, radio, sensors, and traffic. Now, let me get on to the MDU, multifunctional display unit. The top left top 2/3 half window and the bottom 2/3 half window, they both are similar drop down menus which are possible. I have shown them here. What are the submenus, drop down menus which are possible? The iNav, inertial nav, the waypoint list, the flight management, the charts, the avionics, CMF, AFIS, maintenance, and the video. Similarly, the other window will also have all these possibilities. The right 1/3 half window has got waypoint list, flight management, and the full iNav possibility, and the right bottom 2/3 half window has got waypoint list, flight management, and full nav and checklist. So these are the different possibilities of the drop down menus, and each drop down menu takes us to another page which has further sub pages which are possible to be selected. Maybe you have noticed that all the drop down menus of different windows, they have several common menus which are possible, like the iNav, inertial nav, and the full iNav. Full iNav possibility is there in all the 3 windows. And similarly, there is a waypoint list possibility in 2 other windows. So I have already explained in my previous lesson that the sub windows can be combined. How it is done, I will go on to explain a little bit more in detail so that you will get an understanding. Now, let's say if the pilot were to select iNav in 2 sub windows, how the display would change. Here I have shown an actual picture of a cockpit display that is possible in an easy cockpit. It is a display of the MDU, multifunctional display unit, and here the pilot has configured it to the top 2/3 half and the bottom 2/3 half have been merged to form a single window, and the inertial nav display has been selected. Have a careful look at this particular selection. Also, the right 1/3 half and the bottom right 1/3 half has been combined, and the waypoint list has been selected. So this is how an actual cockpit display would look in case of such a selection by the pilot. Here is another actual picture of the cockpit display. Here the pilot has merged the waypoint list of all the windows together, and he has taken a full display of the waypoint list, which gives several parameters, that navigation en route parameters on a single display. So this would normally be used in a long range flight when the cruise has been settled and you want the details of the legs and several other parameters as required for the cruise. So this is how a merged display unit looks like. This is yet another picture of the display where the INAV map has been selected in all the four displays, and the entire display is of the INAV map, and the range has been selected to a very large range. I wonder if you can make out this route. To me, it appears that it's from Singapore and towards a place, maybe Hong Kong or somewhere. I'm not very sure. However, this is what it looks like. But I just want to highlight that the pilot has selected this INAV map display in all the four sub windows, and he has selected a full display as such. So this would normally be once again be used on a long range flight by the pilot once the cruise has been settled. Here I've shown another drop down menu which is possible. There is a drop down menu and a selection called synoptics, which is possible, where all the engine system displays are possible. As you can see, this sub window has led to uh, the status sub page of the synoptics selection. And what are the other possibilities? As you can see, engines, electrical, fuel system, hydraulic system, environmental control system, etc., which are possible. All the pilot needs to do is to take the cursor on that particular possibility and click it, and he will get the display of that particular system immediately. Okay, one of the beauties of the Easy Cockpit is the systems test procedure, which I really liked. In a traditional cockpit, we would have gone on several different panels to carry out the pre-flight systems testing of several systems. But here, as you can see, there is a page for test, and there are several sub windows which are several sub menus, button selections which are possible. All we need to do, the pilot needs to do, is take the cursor over the menu button and then press it, and the system carries out a built-in test automatically and displays the serviceability of that particular system is to the pilot. This is again another very fine feature of Easy Cockpit, so I thought I will highlight. We will be learning these in detail as we come across the system. Another most interesting and novel feature of the Easy Cockpit is the electronic checklist, which I have tried to show. This electronic checklist would normally appear in the bottom MDU on the two-third half, right bottom two-third half window, and it is selectable by a single selecting knob near the co-pilot's cursor manipulation device. So this is another very fine feature of the Easy Cockpit. Here the normal checklist is shown. So we have, as you can see, before starting problems, after start, etc., etc. So this is we will learn about this electronic checklist in great detail as we come across. At this point, I just want to show you that this is one of the very fine features which I came across and surely this is going to be incorporated in all future cockpits. Okay, here we come to the end of the lesson. I hope uh, we have been introduced some more to the drop down menus which are possible. Uh, at this stage, a cursory understanding is good enough, because this is what we are going to come across very, very frequently, and we are going to get more and more familiar. Um I hope once again you found this lesson a little bit interesting, and I invite your comments, critical comments, to improve our lesson quality and presentation for our future lessons. And please subscribe to our YouTube and our website. Follow it throughout to learn more and more. And we are sure to bring more and more good lessons for your benefit.